Hello, everyone. Good day. I am Rachel Anna Chavez, and I will be the presenter of our group. So, my group mates are Miss EY and also Miss Labra. So, in this presentation, I am going to talk about how to identify a potential research topic and also how to develop a research title. As we know, our research is a systematic process that follows generally accepted principles and practices, wherein it infers conclusions and also addresses concerns through collecting data. So, again, this is an inquiry that motivates us to ask questions and also for us to seek its answers. So, classmates, when we identify a potential research topic, it should or it definitely begins with an inquiry. So again, an inquiry which can simply be defined as a question, right? There should be a question, and there should be a need to investigate, to search for the truth and knowledge of a phenomenon. Okay, so in the slide, you can see two parts of how to identify a research problem. So, number one, you should have a general problem. It means that it will talk about the main focus of the study. Number two, we have the specific problem. So, this is where we wish to determine what the general problem or the particular issue you want to address in your study or in your research. There are also different sources of research problems in an academic setting. So, number one, it can be a subject in the classroom. So, an event, this is an event that you have observed and sparked your curiosity, especially that it would affect the majority. Number two, it could also be an offshoots of other researchers. So this can be found in the recommendation of a study. So, there might be areas that a certain study had not covered. So you might want to tackle and know more about that. The third one, it could also be suggestions for other administrations. Okay, so I think this is the exciting part of our presentation for today. So, when we elect a potential research topic, it is essential or it is very important to consider factors of your chosen study. So, as you can see, these are the elements that can guide you when you consider your study or your topic. So, number one, we have relevance, right? By the word itself. So, it must be instrumental or can be improving for the society's sake, right? Mates that research is a vast field where topics can be anything, but it would be amazing if we can choose a research topic that can contribute to our society or to our family, our friends, or to our workplace, or so on. So the second one, we have the availability of data. So this is to ensure that we are able to produce accurate results and the study is within reach. The third one is funds. So a research, especially when taken further, is costly. So classmates, there are times na even if we are just starting, di jud siya malikayan nga makapagawas ka og money. So at least before starting one, we need to be at least financially capable nga ma-push through ang research para mahuman jud siya. The fourth one, we have capability of the writer. So is the reader prepared emotionally, physically, and mentally to conduct research? So before you take on a research, classmates, you have to make sure that you are prepared in all aspects, okay, emotionally, physically, mentally, financially also, para sakto jud siya, concise, and successful ang inyong kanang potential in your research. Okay, the fifth one, we have attitude and interest. So it is best to pick a topic that you are eager to work on, as it reflects your attitude towards the study and eventually the outcome. So, you have to pick classmates sa ganahan jud nimo para kanang interesado ug eager jud ka as kanang magkadugay ba para mahuman jud nimo imong research. So number 6, we have the current interest. So this is something that is fresh, it's new or interesting to the present society. So classmates, in order for your research topic to be interesting sa mga reader, it has to be new, bag-o, dili balik-balik lang ang research topic, or something relevant good sa atong society, just like in number 1. So number 7, we have cooperation of other people. So this determines the success of your study. So this refers to your members, especially when if you are working in a group, and also your participants or the individuals that contribute to your study. So remember, when choosing a research topic, you have to make sure nga ang imong study is within reach, right? So the same thing as in number 7, kanang dapat before ka mo choose og research kay dapat imo na lang may imagine ang mga tao nga kanang participate. Number 8, we have facilities and available instruments. So the availability of facilities and instruments that could help shape your study must be prepared and planned. So let's not forget, classmates, there are many examples of research instrument, but the most common ones are the interview, the survey, the observation, focus group. We also have the secondary data. So again, different research instruments can be used depending on the type and the purpose of our research. So before you plan ahead what research ang imong buhaton, you have to think na about this ahead of time, or you have to be prepared before you start one. So and lastly, we have the interest of the sponsor. So we have mentioned that research is costly, and although it isn't impossible to be a one-man team, but in the latter, we might need financially support, especially when you're having a study that requires facilities, instruments, and materials that is expensive. So for this one, it's all about financial. So if you think that medyo gipit gamay, so think ahead kung kinsang imong mga pwede ma-sponsor sa imong research. Okay, so much for that. Let's move on to this. So when we formulate a research title, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, and at this juncture, it is extremely crucial as it sets the interest or attitude of the audience towards the study. So as much as we want to provide the full details of the study and indicate the essential aspects that is present in the study, we also have to take into account that it must be catchy. So here are some of the key points to remember. Number 1, we have concise. It is best to have a title with the fewest words used as possible. So a maximum of 20 words must be observed. So lahi po kayo super taas kay mong title, no? So need to siya i-shorten, guys. Number 2, we have descriptive. It must describe the study and also its scope. Okay, very self-explanatory. Number 3, it should be comprehensive. So it should identify the key variables. It must therefore suggest possible relationships of the variables. Number 4, we have the current. So it should use terminology appropriate in the study and is relevant to the society. Okay, it's also from earlier, right? Number 5, lastly, we have catchy. So it needs or it must spark interest and motivations for the reader. Dapat catchy siya, guys, kaya para po kanang ma-alive po sila walang basa ba. And also, classmates, please take note of how the problem differs from the other parts of the research. So, number one, we have the research problem. So, this is an educational issue or problem in the study. Number two, we have the research topic. This is a broad subject matter being addressed in the study. And the third one, we have the major intent or objective of the study. So, I think this is all for our group presentation. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.